Welcome back to another episode of Life with Lamb. Today I'm here with Richard.
Hello everyone, I'm Richard. How are we all doing?
I'm well, man. How was your day?
I'm doing really good, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
So for the listeners, I guess tell them a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm just a regular guy. I don't own any businesses. I don't do anything crazy. I've just gotten into my first year of full-time work. So that's pretty cool, exciting. Occasionally I pick up inanimate objects for fun. Yeah, we do gym sometimes.
We love that. We love
Yes,
to hear
yes.
that. Bit of powerlifting.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And that's actually how we met as well, I guess. So
Yes.
do we want to recall deep? Oh,
Yes.
No, way back when.
All right, I'll give you my perspective.
Okay.
Of
All right.
All right. So we met at state qualifiers for powerlifting, and I remember I think we were waiting to weigh in, and I saw you sitting there, and I was like, "This guy looks chill." I just go say hi, and I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And I was like, "Are you competing?" And then you're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What weight class?" And you're like, 83s. I'm like, me too, bro. And yeah, that's how we met.
That is how we met. It was a very wholesome moment. I was shitting my dacks. I'm sure you were as well because it was our first powerlifting comp.
Yeah. Oh, it was your first comp as well?
Yeah. It was
Oh.
our first comp. Oh, wow. He doesn't remember.
Cut it out.
cut. We'll cut that out. We'll cut that
No,
out.
no.
Yeah, it was our first comp. My first impression was this man had kill shaved into the back of his head.
Yep.
It was mad.
Uh-huh.
It was mad. So here I am, chill. Actually, no. At the time, I had my blonde mullet.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was going through that phase,
Ah,
and
yeah, it was your Super Saiyan, bro.
Richard came in and had kill on the back of his head.
Yep.
So a bit intimidated, but
Yeah. I'll tell you why I had that. So, have you seen Demon Slayer?
a little bit of it.
A little
but
bit. Oh, so in the second season, the main guy or whatever, the Hashira, he has Destroy on his back, and I wanted to get Destroy on the back of my head, but it was just too hard to cut, so we just decided Kill because it's just straight lines.
Straight lines, yep.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah.
enough. Good executive decision made there.
Yeah.
Really, really well thought out.
Would I do it again? Absolutely not. That
Nah.
is menacing behavior.
A little menace you are. Do you want a recap of states? How'd you go personally?
Okay. Yeah, states. So for anyone watching or listening, states is the competition afterwards, state qualifier, and it actually went perfect for me. I went 9 for 9.
State qualifiers, that's right. Sorry, not states.
Oh, state qualifiers.
Got ahead of myself.
Oh yes, all right. Let's
Because
start.
that's where we met. Hey.
Yeah. All right, let's start from the beginning. All right, state qualifiers. It wasn't all the best for me. First comp things. I was nervous as shit, man, and I tried to mask the nervousness with overexcitement, and overhyping myself, and that's what led to my first attempt having a bit of issues. So, for those of you who don't know, in powerlifting there are 3 lifts: squat, bench, and deadlift. And for my first squat, I walked out and I was just feeling the hype, the nervousness of everything, and the crowd was cheering, and I just fed off that energy. I just said, "Let's fucking go!" And the Karen judge was like, "Off," and I was so confused. My handler was confused as well. She was like, "Did you not buckle your belt or something, or did you not what?"
You're too much energy. Not
Yeah.
allowed. Not allowed in powerlifting.
I know, right? It's not enough. Oh, I just don't get it. And anyways, so I started walking off the platform, and the ref was like, come back. And I was like, what's happening? And she was like, no swearing on the platform. And I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. I did an oopsie.
This man comes to a competition with kill on the back of his head and starts swearing on the platform.
I know. I gave off that the menace vibe.
Yeah, menace.
So I was like, let's go, guys. Gotta change my behavior. And you know what? I hit the squat. So it's all that matters.
And we love to see that. And talk to us about the prep leading up into it. Have you always had an interest in powerlifting, or has this been a recent thing that's come across?
Oh, powerlifting. I've been powerlifting on and off for a couple of years now. I'd say, at that time, 3 years, maybe. And it was just on and off due to just different things happening in my life that I just had to just drop it for a bit and then come back. But the actual powerlifting prep itself was it was quite interesting. So at the beginning it was going good, best prep of my life, and I got sick with the flu, not even COVID, the flu. And as soon as I recovered from the flu, I got dumped in my
Oh
relationship.
my god.
Yeah, and that was 2 weeks out of the comp, out of my first comp.
The forbidden pre.
Yep, that was the forbidden pre-workout.
That is crazy.
Uh-huh.
No, the flu took it out of like a lot of us, I swear. Well, the
Yeah.
most recent one anyway. Like that
Yeah.
one knocked me for 6.
Yeah.
I was out. Like
That was crazy. Like, I've caught the flu probably 3 times this
3
year.
times.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit.
I've
That
got
is horrible.
I've got the flu jab now.
Did you get the flu? Yeah, okay.
Did you get yours?
I haven't got mine. I probably should.
Ooh.
Like, touch wood, I don't get the flu again.
Yes.
But that really rocked my world. Like, I was out.
Yeah, yeah.
I could not function, I swear. And it was like worse than COVID as well.
Oh, I've never had COVID.
You haven't had COVID? Oh my
Nah.
god. This
Nah.
guy's built different.
No. Have you seen that meme? Like, if you don't have COVID, you don't have friends.
I mean, you work at a bank, so.
Oh man, bank of things.
So yeah, prep leading up, bit of a rocky road because actually your Instagram handle is actually Richie69kg.
Yes.
Is that a meme or were you actually 69kg?
All right. So last year I weighed in at 66 kg.
Jeez, you were light.
So I was light as shit, man.
Damn.
I was a stick insect. And then, so I really was 69 kg because I was planning to compete in powerlifting Australia back then, and the weight class was 69 kg, but all this drama happened with powerlifting Australia and like moved to APU. So, and then I started eating a lot over the year. And I gained a bit too much. Hit 83s, was meant to be in 74s, but that's all right. Yeah.
Nah, that's fine. You're a solid unit.
Yeah. So it didn't start off as a meme, but it's kind of
Now
a meme.
now it's a meme. Yeah,
it's definitely a meme.
You still
now.
see Richard rocking that Richie
Uh-huh.
69kg.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it.
Uh-huh.
And how have you found it? Because well, my personal experience, like powerlifting is like the community is amazing. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
I think I know so many people just through Instagram.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I haven't like necessarily trained with every single one of them yet.
Exactly, man.
Like we've finally got around to hitting a sesh like a couple months ago, but like I just know so many people and they're also supportive of like the journey and the progress that you make when you're training. How have you found it?
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, look at how we met, man.
Yeah, literally like
This is amazing. Like, where else would we ever meet other than powerlifting?
yeah,
Like,
I might have called you up like asking for a better, I don't know, interest rate.
Exactly, bro. Like, how else would we meet these people if not for powerlifting? And I completely agree with what you said. Like, the community is so supportive. Ever since I started really getting into powerlifting, which means like actually going to competitions, even if I'm not competing, like I would still go to a competition to like root for a friend or something. Just the energy, the vibe, and the support is incredible. And if anyone is listening and is thinking of getting into powerlifting, I highly recommend that you give it a shot. Prepare for a competition, rock up on the day, and just have fun. Like literally, it is one of the best feelings I've ever had.
Yeah, 100%. I think like I walked away from the first comp that we entered together like
Yeah.
with a handful of friends that I just didn't think so. It's like a competition, but then everyone's so supportive of like your lifts, what you're doing on the day, like how you've been feeling, like what you weighed in at. Like everyone's very curious and asks those questions. I don't think I've come across anyone who's been like, "Shut the fuck up," or, like,
I know, right?
or turned you down,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
like it's so humbling and it's a great community to be a part of.
100%, man. I mean, you'd expect like at a competition, people would be like cutthroat and like
Yeah, no,
try
and
to,
like at each other's necks.
Yeah.
Even like for like the USA Powerlifting Federation, like watching some of the people there, like there's these top two, like Ross Swole and I think
Sean and Angelo.
Yeah. Like at each other, like with their totals and everything, but they're so chill. Like the content that they create and like the videos that they put out for everyone to see. Like everyone's just
man.
like supportive of each other.
I love Russ's videos, man.
Yeah.
They're such a vibe.
That boy is like caked up. I'm not gonna lie.
He's packing. He's packing,
He's
man.
huge. The fact that he fits into an 83 kilo class is absurd.
He looks 93s, man.
Yeah, he
Like,
just looks like just plump.
yeah.
Just full.
He is so full. But
Yeah.
he's kind of short though, so
Yeah, I guess,
Yeah,
but like
doesn't matter.
every muscle fiber of his is like that's possible to achieve is like it being achieved
I know, right?
in his body.
My guy's maxed out his stats, man.
Yeah, I know. Literally. I mean, that's why he's like, I don't know, X-time champion. Like
5 times?
Yeah, 5 times.
National champion.
Insane. Just absolutely built different.
Mm-hmm.
What are your goals for lifting? Like, do you do it for physical benefits, mental benefits? Because I guess you're working 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
How has lifting played a part in your life?
Oh, that's a good question. I think my goals are like broken down into little segments. So I think one goal for me right now is my total. I want to hit a 600 kilo total. Like that has been on my mind for quite a bit now. I don't know if I'll get it by the end of the year, but I'll try. Maybe not in comp because I don't think there's any comps at the end of the year.
Other than nationals, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. Haven't sussed it, but
okay, fair.
But if there is a comp, then you bet I'm going for 600 at that comp.
Fuck yes.
Yes. But you know, other than the numbers, I think physique wise is like, it's like a side benefit of the training, you know? Like I don't really care that much about physique, but if you do powerlifting training and if you're not skipping accessories, guys, you should be getting a decent physique, you know? And like health wise, like mentally and physically, I don't know where I'd be without powerlifting, to be honest. I feel like when I go to the gym, I'm resting. Like, as crazy as that sounds.
No, I 100% agree. I think sometimes, like, my happy place is just going off to the gym and being able to lift some weights and, of course, like, being in that zone. And it's a form of meditation in a way. You're being present with yourself and, like, in the moment right there and then. You're not thinking about, like, oh, like, I've got work, like, soon or just had a bad day at work or I've got people to see after this. It's like, no, I'm at the gym.
100%.
And it gives you a lot of mental clarity, I think, as well. So
100%.
yeah.
Man. And that's like one of the main reasons why I switched from home gym to like a public gym, because when I was at home, it was just it was cold, you know, metaphorically and literally. It's pretty cold.
Double entendre there. yeah.
Like it's just training by myself. It's just, I want to see people grow with me, you know. I just don't want to do this by myself, because if I just train alone every day, I don't really see, I don't get that, you know, that connection that I'm looking for.
Yeah, 100%. I get that, and like some people will laugh and like they'll be like, oh, like cringe gym talk and XYZ, but it's truly like a great experience. And like, yeah, powerlifting might not be the thing, or like going to the gym, but you might go to like yoga, Pilates, or like your F45 classes and those sorts of things. And that, oh God, I've been podcasting for a while, and I haven't been podcasting for a while, and that's why I'm hitting the mics. But yeah, like you might have your other forms of like exercise or physical activity that you might enjoy doing, like, and it might not necessarily have to be paid. Like you could be playing with your dog and those sorts of things. But I think just it's so important to have those physical outlets.
Exactly. Like if not lifting weights, there's just so many other avenues of like fitness out there. Just try and explore them. And if I can recommend one, I would recommend bouldering.
Bouldering is so underrated. I think it's like,
have you done it before?
Yeah. It's like come in recently, I think, like just picked up. It's mentally stimulating.
It is.
And just
you're physically solving puzzles.
With your body and just seeing like how it can be like manipulated into certain positions.
Exactly. Nah, totally get into it, guys. Get into it.
Bouldering, go to Urban Climb, I reckon.
Yes, Urban Climb.
Collingwood, yes. Really good venue there. Shout out. Really good people as well.
Very good people.
I think wherever you go with like physical activity, whether it be like CrossFit, Pilates, yoga, XYZ, like the people there are so supportive of one another, and it sort of just goes to show like the types of people that you can become when you invest in yourself and conduct physical activity.
Exactly, because those people, they've invested in themselves and they've seen how good it can feel and all the benefits, so they want to see it in other people as well. And that's why it just grows and grows.
It grows and grows, and love to see it. And sometimes it's a bit upsetting when people like laugh at the culture and like go post on your gym account and whatever, but you know, we move on. Like they're obviously have their own insecurities or their own values, but you know, you do you, and you continue striving.
Facts, man. You're speaking facts today.
Thank you, bro. Talk to us about. I'm gonna skip a segment because I feel like in terms of working out, heartbreak definitely factors into it. I joked about forbidden pre, but talk to us about your heartbreak, I guess.
It is the forbidden pre.
All those text messages and
yeah. Nah, I'll talk about it. So I was in a 4.5 year relationship with my ex-partner.
Wowee.
Yeah, that's every single year of my adult life. I am 22, by the way. And we were dating since high school. And I guess it just ended quite suddenly for me, but maybe not so much for her. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So how it happened was one day I just finished work. You know, I was feeling good with myself. I think it was a Friday night, and she came over, and I was like, "Oh, awesome! You know, she's over."
Yes, we love partners visiting.
Yes, we do. And I hugged her, and then she wasn't really hugging me back, and immediately I knew something was wrong. And so she was like, I was like to her, is there something on your mind? Do we need to talk about something? And then she was like saying, I don't know if now is the best time to talk about it. And I was like, okay, well, what's going on here? And then she sat down and she was like, I don't feel the same way about our relationship anymore. And I was like, damn, it's really over, huh? But in my head, I was like searching up, what can I say to make her stay, you know? I was in that state of desperation. I was like, is there something I can say that will make her change her mind, that will make her stay? And then I couldn't find an answer, you know? It was like, you know that scene in Avengers Infinity War where Doctor Strange is like searching for all the alternate realities? That was me, man. I was searching for any alternate reality where we'd be together, but no results found, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god. It's a bit of a Tony Stark moment.
Yeah. I got snapped, bro.
Well, I mean, it's good seeing you so lighthearted about it.
Nah.
How has that motivated you in the gym, I guess?
Oh, well, I guess it's motivated me not just the gym, just everything in life, because immediately after the breakup, I was feeling like I felt wronged and I felt sort of betrayed, and it took me a while to accept that it was the right decision. So I feel like no resentment towards her. I don't feel like anything towards her. I just hope that she lives her best life as I am now, because my life after the breakup has just gone up and up and up, week by week. Everything has been getting better. I've been meeting a lot more new people. Man, it's just been fun, like powerlifting meets, you know. It's been good.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you have any like advice for people who might be suffering breakups or anything?
Yes. The first 2 weeks, I would say, hurt the most. You'll feel wronged. You'll feel salty. Definitely look at yourself from a third person perspective, because that's what I did. I didn't want to see myself become, like, this is a bit harsh, but like a pathetic person who was like clinging on to the past. So what I did was I took steps, whatever was necessary, to not become that. And I would just envision like who I wanted to be, and I would just do whatever it takes to become that person.
Yeah, what did you tell yourself, I guess, if you don't mind me asking?
I just like told myself, like, do you want to be that guy who just like can't stop talking about his ex, or like can't stop looking at her photos and stuff like that? Do you want to be that guy who, whenever you talk to your friends, like, you always bring up your ex and just like dampen the mood? Like, I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to be the person that uplifts everyone, you know, and inspires people.
Yeah, so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
No, I love that advice as well, and I feel like, yeah, as much as you're like hurting for yourself, and wanting to be selfish, I'll say that, and have the attention on you, it's yeah, it dampens the mood for a lot of people when
Yeah.
you can, like, keep bringing up the past and everything.
Yeah.
And I can 100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I have more advice as well.
Yeah, go.
So think before you say as well, like especially right after a breakup or even during the breakup, because you'll want to say things that you don't mean, and like try to hold back on that if possible. And I'll give you an example. So like while she was telling me about the breakup, I was contemplating saying like I'll kill myself if you leave me. Like just really stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
Just don't say that. Like you don't mean that right now. It's just you're in a state of desperation, and like you might want to say like harsh things as well, like screw you, whatever, blah blah blah. Just don't say that. Like I would just say hold it in.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What have you learnt about yourself after this breakup? Because 4.5 years, man, that's like a lot of time spent with one person.
Yeah. I felt like in those 4.5 years, both of us, we kind of meshed as a single person, and like we didn't have enough time to grow and become who we're meant to be. So it's definitely a good thing that it ended, because now like I feel like I've become more independent and I know what I want to do more, and I take care of myself more, you know. I kind of let myself go in a relationship, as it does happen sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough. And for those people in a relationship, like what would you have done differently? Like you talk about how you started to mesh and gel into like a codependent relationship. What are some things that you would suggest to become more independent in a relationship?
I guess for me, I wouldn't and couldn't do anything differently, you know. That was the best I could have done at the time. But going into the next relationship, or advice for people who are currently in relationships, have some time away from each other where you're just spending it with friends, you know. It can't be just all you two all the time, because it gets suffocating and you're not learning anything new and you're not bringing anything back into the relationship. So learn to have a life outside of the relationship, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's like great advice for myself, like as someone who's in a relationship, and not that like all the time I'm with my partner.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes it's great to separate and live those lives that you two both want to have, and ensuring that you're prioritizing your friends as well, and making sure you're not losing sight of your goals and social life with friends and family as well. I think is a huge part that I've started to learn recently. So it's really good advice. Breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. One more piece of advice. It's don't rely on your partner too much whenever you're going through anything emotional, because if you put too much emotional baggage on them, it becomes a habit, so that every time like you need something, you're going to them, you know, and they just feel it can burden them. They'll feel tired. So I would suggest, if you have a lot of emotional baggage, try to lean on your friends more. That's what I would say.
Yeah, amazing. And I guess post breakup as well, you've been studying, doing a lot of things. What did you study?
I studied commerce at Monash. Yes, that was last year. That was before the breakup.
Oh, before the breakup. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. So you were studying before then.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself getting distracted in the relationship in terms of your study, or were you always pretty diligent?
Oh, I feel like regardless of whether I was in a relationship or not, I wouldn't have studied, man. I was so shit at uni. So bad. I don't even want to say my wham. It's just so bad.
I mean, who's good at it, you know, other than people doing biomed? I feel like the commerce people, you know, we have it a little bit easier.
Yeah. I mean, we slack a bit too much, you know, because we can get away with it. But yeah, having a relationship didn't really affect my studies. If anything, it probably made me do a little more. Honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. Talk to us about, I guess, your life in high school and then your transition into uni. How was all that?
Oh, man. High school life was a blur to me.
Yeah.
I do remember year 12, though. Year 12, I was such a studious grinder, man. Because my goal back then was med.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah. Because I had such a bad mentality. Guys, if you have this mentality, you need to stop. I picked whatever was the highest goal, and I was like, I'm going to do that.
What, like the high scoring
Like-
subjects?
like-
or
The highest, like, whatever you needed the highest marks to get in.
okay.
Like, just to prove myself, like, something, you know? Not because I liked med. Like, I have no interest in med. I just picked it because, you know, that's the top goal in society's eyes. And, like, yeah, I was going to go for it. So I studied so much for the UMAT back then. Now it's called the UCAT. And I wasted a lot of time that I could have spent with my friends studying in year 12, you know? I didn't even get a year 12 jacket because it just completely flew over my head while it was all happening. Like, I was just busy studying.
Jeez.
And yeah, was it worth it? Maybe. Maybe.
What do you look back and think now? Like,
if I could go back in time and just look at myself, I'd be like, bro, just stop. Just stop. Just go have lunch with your friends. Like, literally, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Like, year 12 ain't that deep, man. ATAR doesn't mean shit, bro. Just go have fun.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And did you come to that realization during uni?
I think I only realized that probably in my final year of uni.
Wow, okay.
It took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I first got into uni, I was doing comm law, and yeah, safe to say that didn't last long.
I see what you mean by picking the highest.
Yep. So I was like, after med, what's the second highest? Law, right? So I did law for a bit, and I failed quite a few units in law, and I was like, nah, this is affecting my mental health pretty badly. So I decided to drop law and just do straight commerce, and that was probably one of the best decisions in my life.
Yeah, where has that led you? And I guess, like, what tips do you have for people currently in uni?
Oh, yes. If you're in uni, definitely join a student club. Any student club, I would say. But the reason why is you can make a lot of friends, you can network with people, and it just opens up your perspective of uni. Because especially nowadays with, like, COVID, you know, online uni, like, you just have such a small bubble when you go to uni. But if you're joining clubs and you're actively going to events, your bubble will just expand, and so will your knowledge and, like, the experience you have. So for me, I joined a club called Monash Accounting Students Association, and yeah, it's just such a great club where I met people who I'm still friends with today, you know. And I didn't even study accounting. I did finance.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, a lot of people in the club didn't do accounting.
Oh, wow.
Funnily
Okay.
enough, yeah. So it was just amazing. Like, I joined as a marketing officer in must have been my second year of uni. I don't remember. It's a bit of a blur.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I met so many good people. I wish I could just go back and just hang out with them, you know?
Yeah, I think, like, a word of advice to younger listeners or people in their first years, definitely join clubs. Like,
Yeah.
such a great opportunity that, like, I didn't find out about until, I guess, like, midway through my first year, and then towards the back end of my first year as well, where I joined, like, a marketing management society, and also, like, DSA as well.
Yeah.
Got, like, a social club, and also got, like,
Uh-huh.
a more academic club, and, like, the people that you meet is, like, second to none, I think.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. It's like the powerlifting example as well. Like,
yes,
how
yes.
would we have met?
Exactly.
You know?
If
Or
not
it's like-
for XYZ.
If not for,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it's, like, about taking those risks and taking those leaps, like, putting yourself out of your comfort zone and venturing into those areas to go meet those friends.
Yeah, 100%. It's very daunting, you know, if you've never been, like, a part of a club or society before, but just reach for it, you know, and who knows where it'll lead you.
Yeah, because I know definitely, like, after high school, like, I had a falling out with the people that I hung out with, and I was like,
Yeah.
I took the mentality of, no, I'm going to go meet new people. Like, I sort of have to in this
Yeah.
sense. And it's like, don't ever put yourself in that corner
Uh-huh.
to go meet up with people because you have to.
Yeah,
It should
yeah.
be something that you're actively looking for because it's so
100%.
beneficial. I think it's sad to say, like, it's more about who you know today
Mhm.
than what you know.
Exactly, it is.
The people that you know can lead to so many great opportunities, and, like, I'm so grateful for the network that I've been able to build, and I'm still looking to build that network to
Mhm.
this day. And yeah, it's just such a powerful thing having connections amongst, like, people that you may or may not know.
100%, man. And like the more people you know, the more you know.
Exactly.
It goes hand in hand.
It's a flow-on effect. Exactly.
Yeah. I actually have a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
Are you the type of person who has one like tight friendship groups, or do you feel like you're kind of bouncing in between?
I've always been a floater. I
Yeah.
think past primary school, but like primary school is like you literally have your
No,
one
baby.
cohort. You're a little baby. No, in high school, I grew up with an all boys class. So year 7 was all boys, and then never really could like get into the cool group or stuff like that, because you know it's like all the boys, like they don't know the girls, and like girls are considered cool, you know, all those high school shenanigans that I'm sure everyone has gone through, but obviously had the boys, and then it sort of branched out from there. Like I was school captain, so I had to float around a little bit. I guess I had the respect from my peers, whether they were in X group, Y group, Z group.
Damn, I didn't know I was talking to a school captain.
It's right. Just take it with a grain of salt, everyone. It was. I was grateful for the opportunity, and it's unfortunate that I haven't kept in touch with as many people as I would have liked to. But I've always been sort of a floater, and there are their pros and there are cons as well. Like pros is you build on a network and you expand, but cons have definitely been like becoming like a yes man and like trying to accommodate for everyone's values and not setting boundaries for myself. So something like an example is at one point I was like saying yes to going out with certain people and then backing out last minute and like being a flake because it was like, well, no, you couldn't actually do that in the first place. You had work on, you had study, you had gym commitments as well, and then you had this other group. So there are pros and cons, and it's great to be a floater, don't get me wrong, but it's like set your boundaries first and understand what works for you in the first place.
Yeah, as a fellow floater, I can totally get that.
Yeah.
Like, you definitely need to set boundaries. And I feel like one of the best benefits of being a floater is like you can get the best pieces of everyone else's groups and you bring it home to like whoever, you know, bring it to like those around you. Yeah,
for sure. And those who are like truly close to you, because obviously you'll have your core group of friends.
Yeah.
But it's like, as soon as you branch out, like, pick and choose those good aspects that you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it might sound selfish, but seriously, like, you'd rather that than taking the bad qualities and
exactly
causing conflict with all your other groups. And
yeah.
It's a spiral effect from there. And uni's led you to NAB, where you're working 9 to 5.
Yes. Uni has led me into NAB. So, how did I get here? In my final year of uni, I needed a job, and
don't we all?
Yep, don't we all? And I applied to NAB through Hayes Recruitment. It's just a third-party like recruitment agency, and I got a casual job at NAB in the same department that I'm in now, so but a different team, and safe to say that was the easiest job in my life. That was the easiest. $32 an hour I have ever made.
He's revealed the wage.
I don't even care. I don't care that NAB. I hope you don't see this, but wow, my job was literally taking meeting minutes.
No way. Wow.
Just like some basic Excel like formulas and stuff, and for the rest of the day I could just chill out.
Wow.
It was like mainly work from home as well, because that was during like COVID, like a COVID spike.
Yeah.
And I didn't even feel like I worked. Like I felt dirty, man. I feel like I don't deserve this money.
Scamming the multi-million or billion-dollar business, I reckon.
Yeah, I was scamming one of the biggest banks in Australia.
No, we don't want to say that. Okay. It's not on record.
Yeah, cut that out. But nah, it was a good job though.
Yeah,
good experience.
Amazing.
Like the main experience was just meeting the people there.
Yeah, fair enough.
They were all generally older than me, but that's okay. Like, I like talking to people that are older.
Yeah, I think like if you ever get the opportunity, try and talk to people that are older than you. Yeah, they've been through it. Like they've been through so much more than you can imagine.
Exactly.
I love talking to people like you. You're a little bit older than me.
A little bit.
But have a few friends that are like a lot older than me and like work at some place that people are older than me.
Yeah.
Like they've just gone through it. And like having that shoulder to lean on is like so comforting, because they'll have a different perspective, and they'll have probably a more mature third person perspective for like something that you're going through.
100%, man. 100%.
Yeah. So Nab, like you nabbed the job.
That was a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, as a uni student, just using the resources that are provided to you is like pretty much the way to go.
Like as in how to land a job.
Yeah.
Or leverage your uni club experience.
Yep.
Because I remember in my interview, I was just talking about Massa, yeah?
Yeah.
So I was just talking about how I did this, that, planned this, use some language to like boost yourself up, talk yourself up. And they were like to me, what the heck? Why are you doing so much in uni? Back when I was in uni, all I did was watch lectures and go home. It's such like a culture shock to them because most people doing the interviews, they're a lot older and like they probably didn't do as many uni clubs.
There probably weren't many around to begin with because I guess at Melbourne Uni there's UMSU, which is like Melbourne Students Union.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Okay.
I feel like I absolutely butchered that, but there's like bodies that will support uni clubs and like like vouch for the operations of that club, those clubs and everything. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like don't underestimate the value of these clubs. Like obviously don't take it like super seriously in a club. It's still at the end of the day a club, but like you can really leverage this experience in interviews. And it does sound impressive, especially if you have an executive position. Like any position with director at the end of your name, or like president, vice president, treasurer, secretary. Like you can really leverage these positions in interviews because it sounds great. Because it sounds like the positions they would have in like their company or whatever.
True, like CEO, CRO, like CFO and everything.
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
good stuff. All
the
good stuff.
All the pick me words.
Yeah, but learn to also talk about yourself in a way that doesn't come off as cocky or arrogant.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tough skill to do, but
that's a huge skill actually.
Yeah.
I've met like countless amount of people that just float their boat and it's almost cringe in a way.
Yeah.
I think like being able to talk that way. Yeah, I think that's a huge skill.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like when you first do it, you're probably gonna sound cringe, but it takes practice, and over time, you'll find the sweet spot, and that's why you should go like networking events if you can in uni, just to talk to like people in those company, get a feel for like how they talk. Because people in business or corporate, they talk quite different, from just uni students or whatever.
Have you started to like understand that language, I guess? I say that language.
But, that language. Oh, depends who I'm talking to at work. Sometimes I say some bizarre things and I don't know how
Richard
I get away.
out. Richard my office now.
I don't know how I get away with it. Like the stuff I say to my manager is just so funny. It's kind of like me talking to you. Like I kind of forget that I have a manager.
Okay. Well, that's like a good relationship, I guess.
Yeah. But before you get to that stage, definitely just keep it professional, keep it clean, Keep it PG.
Don't swear on the platform.
Nah, do not swear on the platform. Don't. Nah.
Oh, fair enough. And since then you've just moved up and up, I'm guessing. Is that how it's been?
I haven't moved up. So the way it works at NAB is there's groups. So I think it goes 1 to 7. 1 is the lowest, 7 is the highest, and there's stuff beyond 7, but probably won't get there. So I'm in group 1 right now.
Yeah.
And there's like based on salary ranges. So the salary range for group 1, for example, could be 50 to 70k. Is group 1.
That's still pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
that's just an example. Just throwing it out there.
Lower bracket tax.
Yeah.
Lower tax bracket.
Lower bracket tax. And then there's group 2, 3, yada, yada, yada. My goal is to get to group 2. Usually people get there by 18 months is what I've been hearing around the office. But I want to get
getting you excited.
I want to get it by 12 months.
Oh, damn.
I know.
You're like an ambitious boy.
Putting it out there.
Yeah, now it's out in it's on record now.
Yeah, it's on record.
Gotta keep you accountable.
I hope my manager sees this, I want a pay raise.
He deserves more. Man's getting bored at work.
I do. I'm joking. Don't fire me, please.
Fair enough. What's your life like at home?
Oh, my life like at home. Um, well, I've been taking care of my family a lot because I'm the main income provider of the household.
Mm.
And I guess like while we're on this topic, I'll just get into a story about what happened with my family, with my dad specifically. So at the end of 2020, I was at I was at a massa meeting or whatever, and I got a phone call from my mum, and she was just crying, and I was like, "What's happening?" And she's like, "There's an ambulance in front of our house. Like, I don't know what's happening. Dad's not moving." And I rush home right away, and I see my dad just sitting on the couch, and he's limp. He's conscious, but he can't move a single limb, and we're just not sure what happened to him. Um, and then the ambulance, they came in, and even they weren't sure like what the heck's happening to him. And then they carried him, brought him to the hospital, Monash Hospital, and they told us that his aorta ruptured, and most people don't live that. It's basically an artery that connects to the heart.
Yes, yeah.
And because of that rupture, it caused a stroke. So he's got like two things happening at once, and they said we need to do surgery on him immediately. And so they did. It was a 10-hour surgery, and I just remember I was just waiting the whole time. Like, I couldn't believe it was real. I was just thinking that, maybe this is just a nightmare. Maybe I can just pinch myself and I wake up. But I remember just staying in my bed, just waiting. And then I saw the daylight hit, and I got a text from my mum saying the surgery went well. And I was relieved, but like I was also scared, because now that it's gone well, like, what's next? I've never like I've never seen or experienced like such a close person to me go through such like a lengthy surgery. So I had no idea what to expect. And so in the next day I went to the hospital, and he was in the ICU, and he was completely unconscious. And I just remember the sight of seeing all the tubes like coming out of him, and it just hit me like, shit, my life's about to change, like, drastically from this moment on. And I was just looking at my dad, and he was so pale, and he was just unconscious lying there. And he actually stayed in the ICU for a whole month, and which is completely crazy. He was mostly unconscious for the whole time, and it was only towards the end of the month where he started, opening his eyes a little bit, and like twitching his fingers. And I remembered like getting a glimpse of hope. I was like, shit, he's gonna get better now. Like, now that he's finally awake, now that he's like moving his fingers and stuff, like he's gonna get better. Like, he'll be back. So that was in December. Like, I was thinking he'll be back by Feb. And like, it's been 2 years since then, pretty much, and shit's still not quite there. So what happened after was he got moved to one of the wards, and he had a tube like just in his throat, and just so he could breathe. And it was removed for maybe 1 hour a day so that he could try to talk. And I remember like when he first started talking again, he was just saying like random words, just like random mumbo jumbo, like America, Las Vegas, just random words. And I asked if he recognized me, and he was just looking at me, and he's just like thinking. And he's like, I don't know. And that shit kind of broke me. Like, I knew from that moment on we had a lot to work on, but I didn't want to break down in front of him. I wanted to just keep a positive image. So I was like joking around. I was like, "What do you mean you don't know who I am? You know who I am." And I was like, "I'm Richard." And he was like, "Oh, yep, Richard." and I could tell like he wasn't exactly quite there yet, but it would take some time. So fast forward a little bit, he was moved from Monash Hospital to Kingston Hospital. It's like a rehab hospital, and it's there where he probably made the most progress. I remember like he started wiggling his toes and like slightly moving his arms a bit, and like every moment of progression like that, I would feel like an overwhelming amount of joy and hope. It was just so like surreal to me at the time, just seeing him like even move like a tiny little bit more each day. And that's like essentially what kept me like hopeful and going like for this process. And when he was at Kingston, like he started remembering names again, which was really good. Like he remembered me, my sister, my mum, like just little moments like that would just bring me so much joy.
How did you process, I guess, everything that had started from the rupture to him moving from the ICU to Kingston?
So a lot of things hit me at once when that happened. Firstly was like, now both my parents can't work because my mom has to take care of my dad, and my dad obviously will lose his job. So this was in my final year of uni. I was like, someone needs to pay the bills. Like someone needs to, bring income to the house. And like at first I checked like my dad's super and stuff, and there was just nothing there. Like it was essentially nothing. And even like his savings, like it wasn't enough. So that's why I decided to get that casual job at NAB. So I literally in the interviews for like all my NAB jobs, like I poured my heart out in the interview. Like I literally talked as if my life was on the line for those interviews, because I was so desperate to get income. And like providing income for like a family at like a young age whilst doing uni is pretty tough.
How old are you now?
I'm 22 now, but
my God,
I did it. I first started doing it like at the start of last year, and just it's tough because my dad handled all the bills, right? So I had to go look through all his passwords and stuff, and just see like what do we need to pay, that includes like phone bills, like internet, car insurance, like everything. Like I've stacked it all in a spreadsheet, and it's just a number at the bottom that I need to pay. That was pretty daunting for me. Honestly, I don't even know how I got through it. It's just like the sheer will to survive, like not for my survival, but my family's survival. Because I knew if I didn't step up, like who else is gonna do this? Who else is gonna pay the bills? Who else is gonna like do all this shit? Because my mum, like, she's not the most literate person. Like she's hella fob, man. Like so I guess it just fell onto me. And like my little sister, like she's kind of like too young for this, like maybe she's not too young, but I always have the feeling that I should be providing and I should be protecting her, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. As a big brother as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a powerful like stance that you've adopted in your family, and I'm sure both mum and dad would be really proud of you and like what you've been able to do for them. Far out. Like I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I just couldn't fathom something happening to my family as well, and like you're so strong for like being able to step up when you absolutely needed to, and you should be so proud of yourself as well.
Thank you, brother.
No, it's all good. If you need a minute, like let me know.
Okay.
So what was the process like? Like what have you had to do for your dad and for your mum other than financially?
Other than financially, I had to apply for the NDIS as well. I have no idea what it stands for, but it's like National Disability something scheme maybe, and it's just so that we get government funding for when he transitions back home, which he has. So what we have is a hospital bed at home, and it's continually like pumping air into the mattress, and it shifts around a lot so that it doesn't let his blood clot, because like he'll be lying in bed the whole day, because to this day he's still not able to move from the neck down, so he can only move his head, his fingers, and his toes. Like that's it. So essentially, like me and my mum, we have to do everything for him. We do have carers on most days, like during the day, but at night it'll just be me and mum. So what I'll have to do is I'll lift him up when he needs to go to the toilet, and then mum will like wipe him down and clean him. And when he needs a shower, he needs to be brought down onto a chair, and then we'll just have to like hand clean him, you know. And when he goes to the toilet, we have to literally put a condom on him and attach it to a tube, and then when he pees, it goes into the tube and like into a packet, and we just empty that like every night. So it's a lot of manual work, and mentally he's still not all there, which is pretty hard, because constantly throughout the day he'll just like yell and like swear in like Viet, but like I know he's just like frustrated because he there's so many things he wants to say, but he just can't say it. So he just like keeps yelling and screaming, and I guess it does bleed into my work a little bit when I work at home, because my room is so directly opposite of his, and like I can hear it, and like I do feel like I don't know what the feeling is. It's like when I'm in a meeting, like I have to mute myself because I don't want people to hear that. You know what I mean?
Mm. How have you gone about and thank you again for opening up about it. It's
okay.
Such a
It's okay.
powerful story that I don't wish upon like anyone at all, and yeah, like you've been so brave about it. In terms of like your friends or people around you, like were you quite open about it, or were you like, this is something that I should keep secret to myself and my family only, and deal with it myself?
In the first year, I wasn't very vocal about it. I just literally disappeared off the map, just so I can focus on looking after my family. What I should have done was reach out to people right away. I feel like if anyone's going through this, like you need to talk to people about it, because there is no way you can handle this burden on your own. It is just too much. Like I've broken down so many times just trying to handle it on my own. Like it affected my lifting. Like I quit powerlifting because of this. I quit for maybe like half a year, maybe a bit longer. And it probably affected my relationship as well, because I was just at rock bottom, and it was affecting her as well.
Yeah, and I guess all your time would be invested into your family, like rightfully so.
Yeah.
As well.
It was just hard to convince myself that I was happy, you know. But it takes time to learn that, and you only reach that by going out and just talking to your mates about it.
Yeah, and I think I guess this applies to any situation where you are feeling down. Like it doesn't hurt to reach out and seek advice from other people, whether they be close to you or like whether they be on like helplines or anything. Like help is always there for you, and I think that's a really important thing that people need to understand.
Absolutely. I think reaching out to people, you know, like especially different people, you get like different perspectives on the situation. Like don't just rely on one person, you know. Just try to hear what everyone has to say. And about helplines, like I've tried reaching one of the helplines before. For me personally, like it didn't work that well. Like I felt like there wasn't really a connection to the person I was speaking to.
Yeah, and you'll find that because it is a phone line, I guess,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like an anonymous person across the phone.
Yeah.
Find what works for you, but
exactly.
yeah, wherever you can get help, I guess.
Yeah, and that's not to say like helplines are bad. Like if you are taking the step to reach out the helpline, like I'm so proud of you. Like whoever has done that, like taking steps just to do anything really helps. And if you're ever feeling down in the dumps, try to physically write down on a pen and paper how you're feeling.
Is that something that you adopted?
Yeah. So I started writing down like how I'm feeling as well. And like in my head, like I have dreams of where I want to be, right? So when you start writing down your dreams, you know, they start to become goals. And then you write down step by step on how you want to achieve that goal. You start to have a plan, you know what I mean? So like writing down things is just so powerful because you're manifesting it into the real world. You're putting it out there.
And like when you speak things into existence, like people joke about it, but like it's an actual thing. Like you become so driven about it. I just wanted to know in terms of like writing and obviously your own mental health, like did you feel sorry for yourself? Like did you ever think to yourself, why me? And why not someone else? Like why not the average Joe down the block?
I've thought about it quite a lot. Like the whole why me thing was like, initially I was like, why am I on this wave of such bad luck? And I felt that way for a little bit. But then I realized, like, who would I be if these things didn't happen to me? Like, I'd be still that same guy, like, shit at uni, like, still, like, just playing games all day, like, not doing anything with my life. But because all of this has happened, you know, what has that event led to, you know? Like, obviously, I wish it didn't happen to my dad. I wish it didn't take that. But it's led me to become, like, someone I'm actually proud of. Like, I can say that I'm proud of myself, you know? And I actually have earned some self-respect for myself. Like, being able to go through that. And, yeah, I guess that's just my thought process on it.
Yeah. And yeah, to this day, you're still looking after your family.
Yeah.
Do you have any future goals or things in mind that you'd like to rest your head comfortably in a bed at the end of the day, I guess?
Future goals. Well, I guess if we're talking long term, I want to buy a house for my family. Like, just for my family, not even for myself. Like, I really, really need to give back somehow, you know? Because after all that shit that's happened, I always knew, like, everyone knows family is the most important, but like you don't really know until something happens.
And yeah, I think like this is a thing that I've been thinking about recently, that's come like to the top of my head is I don't want to, like, when it's all said and done, I don't want to leave this earth, or I don't want my parents to leave this earth having not had a solid connection with me. And I guess in terms of that, what has happened to your mum and your dad affected your mentality on like the people around you and your relationship with them?
It's just try to live in the present more, you know, for me. Because in the past, you can't go in the past, you can't change anything. Like, even if you have regrets, like with like maybe a family member that you had a like disagreement with, you know, it's just made me more and more present, and just to like stop dwelling on bullshit, you know. Like, if you have an argument with a sibling, like just stop it. Like, literally just stop it, you know. I've just been thinking of ways where I can just maximize the time I have with my family. And I've been getting the urge to like visit my grandma, you know, just like little things like that. I've just been getting like little ticks just to do things more for my family.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very grateful that I'm living like right next to my grandparents. So
that's so good.
I think like paying those visits to grandparents, and like sometimes they don't show it. That's just like grateful, like them being grateful, but that's just the old generation. But I think deep down, like, it means the absolute world to them.
It does.
And like you'll feel so much better as well as a person. Like, you got to see them. It wasn't like on their deathbed, to be frank.
Yeah.
You were able to spend some quality time with them, and you're just feeling a bit better about yourself. So,
exactly.
In this whole experience, I'm sure there's a lot to unpack. What have you learned about yourself, about the people around you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with yourself.
Starting with myself, I think I learned a lot about myself. I think things that I can work on is like whenever I'm feeling emotionally, like, I guess, overwhelmed, I need to not show it in an aggressive way, especially in front of people. And what I mean by that is that early in like what happened with my dad, like I would just get so overwhelmed, like I would just like yell and like scream, and like my mum would hear and she'd get scared and she'd start crying. Like what I wish I'd done is just to like maybe like go somewhere private and do it, you know, just not in front of mum, like just find other ways to release like all the pent up stress, you know. So I could have done that a lot better. What I'm proud of for myself is that I was able to I was just able to pull through. Like I feel like I did most of it on my own. Just the whole like financial side, like all the health side, and just I'm glad I didn't give up, you know. The old me would probably just crumble and let the whole situation take me, but I don't know, I found it somewhere deep inside me just to keep pulling through, and I did it. That's why I'm proud.
Yeah, and rightfully so, man. Like, I honestly admire, yeah, how powerful you've been and how supportive you've been of like your own family, and it just shows how important family is as well.
Yeah.
What about the people around you? How have they supported you in this situation?
I'm pretty lucky and I'm pretty grateful to have like really supportive friends around me. Especially like the friends that I go gym with. They're probably gonna listen to this podcast.
Shout out if you're listening.
Oh man, I don't know what I would do without them. Honestly, they came to every single powerlifting comp that I've done, and they know who they are. You know, it's just I didn't know it was possible to have true friends that support you this much. Like I feel like this is the first year where I felt like I've had people who genuinely care about me, you know? Like, it's just so surreal seeing it. And even because they saw, like, what I go through, it motivates them to push even further. And it's just, like, this snowball effect where we're just motivating each other.
Definitely. And I hope people that are listening who listen to the story and listen to your story and what you've had to say can take that with a grain of salt and continue to be inspired as well. Yeah. So I'm sure you'll absolutely inspire other people to be better and engage with their family a bit more.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Like, if anyone is going through like a situation with a disabled parent or anything similar, just reach out to your friends and just talk about it, because that's what made me feel a lot better. Even though it won't change anything, it'll change your mindset and how you view other things. So reach out. Don't stay alone.
Yeah. I have another question on your dad.
Yes.
What would you like to do with him if he was functioning?
So before like all that happened, we lifted together.
Wow.
And, you know, one thing I would have wished is for him to come at my powerlifting comp and just watch me, you know, or maybe compete with me. That would have been like really fun. Yeah, he was the reason why I started lifting in the first place. I remember he was benching like 75 kg for reps, and I was like, shit, this guy's the strongest guy in the gym. 75 kg, I'm only benching the bar for 5. How's he doing that? And I just wish, you know, he could see me now, like how much I'm lifting. I remember like I told him back then, like, Dad, I'm gonna bench 100. He was like, yeah, maybe in like 5 years.
Look at me now, Dad.
Dad. I bench 140, Dad.
Yeah.
You don't understand, Dad.
No.
Nah.
He would be so proud of you.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And you should be proud of yourself, which I'm absolutely sure you are, and you have every right to be proud of yourself as well. Moving on from that, thank you for opening up again. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you for giving me a platform just to share this story on.
No, I really hope anyone can take this and feel empowered and feel better to be better as well. And it's just You've been perfect for it. I want to know what's next for you. Nationals? Are you?
Nationals.
You're not.
I am.
Yeah, you were just saying you weren't going to compete, or like there weren't many competitions.
Oh no, I was talking about after nationals.
Oh, after nationals.
Yeah,
we'll do a mock meet.
Oh, mock meet. Yeah, let's do it.
Could be funny.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah. What's next for you? Nationals.
Nationals. I want a total 575 at nationals.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
So that'll be 200 squat, 145 bench, and a 230 deadlift.
Jesus, man.
So let's see if we can get it. If not, then OG. Still gonna have a good time.
Exactly. We always have good times. PR or ER.
Exactly, man. Afterwards, I just wanna get lit, man. I just wanna skull some sojus.
I will join you in that.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
We'll set a date and we'll go send it.
Actually, let's do it. Let's do it.
What else is planned for you in the future?
So I've been doing this thing, right, where I take one Polaroid for the highlight of the week, and it's just made me like want to do something like each week, even like something simple, like just go out, have lunch with a mate that I haven't seen in a while and just take a photo.
Yeah.
So that idea has really pushed me to just do random things. And one thing that's coming up is that I want to go to a place called Fairy Park. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
It's like a haunted, shitty version of Disneyland in Victoria.
Okay. I have not heard of it. Where is it?
It's in Geelong. It is so creepy, dude.
Oh, really?
Wait, no, it's not in Geelong, sorry. It's somewhere far up north.
Somewhere far out.
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Fair enough.
In the middle of nowhere, man. It's just a creepy version of Disneyland. Like, all the gnomes there, like, they have, like, creepy-ass eyes. And it's so crazy. It's literally based on Disney. There's like the Little Mermaid, there's like Aladdin's cave, and there's like Rapunzel's.
Is it like the behind the scenes or something of Disney, or is it?
There's no way to describe it other than a cursed Disneyland. And right. I just want to go there, just like document it.
Yeah, fair enough. Because you're vlogging as well, aren't you? Or like on and off.
On and off, yeah. I want to get into it. Yeah, nothing's stopping me.
Yeah,
I will get into it.
Yeah, exactly.
I absolutely will get into it.
I love watching your vlogs. I was like...
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, goddamn. I saw you whip out the camera. It was good stuff. Good viewing.
Yeah, more will come.
Yes, awesome.
For sure.
Richie, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, yes.
Richie. I call you Richie because like that's the Instagram handle.
Yeah, call me Richie.
Richie, Richard, Rich, 69 kg.
Yeah, call me 69 kg.
Mate, all your links will be in the show notes below.
Yes, sir.
Is there a final word that you want to offer to everyone else?
Yep, I just want to thank all my friends. You know who you are. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm fucking grateful to have you guys. And hope to see you all at Nationals.
Love to see it. I will see you very soon. Yes. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it. If you're still listening, please follow at Life with Lamb podcast, and I'll catch you in the next episode.
Peace.